What's up guys, it's Cody here, and today in this video we're going to be going over the top 30 jailbreak tweaks for iOS 11 through iOS 11.1.2. So I didn't have any issues with any of these tweaks when I installed them, when I tested them, when I tweaked with them, no issues whatsoever. So hopefully you guys don't run into any issues either. But I'm really excited about this. This is the first time that I've downloaded and installed tweaks and just played with a jailbroken device for quite some time now. So when I started downloading some of this stuff, I was getting kind of giddy. I mean, just being able to hide the notch on any other wallpapers, I think this looks so much better than having that notch there. Not to mention just being able to customize and theme your device to make the icons look different. I mean, just straight up, check out what that looks like next to a stock iOS. I don't know, man. I just think the jailbroken device just looks so much better. Plus, all the really cool stuff I'm going to show you. I'm really excited. I'm sorry I'm rambling. Let's go ahead and get into it. Now, before we get started with the tweaks, I want to mention a couple of things. One of those is that this theme is called Muze 3. I just always have loved this theme. It looks really good. It's the color scheme that I like, and the icons just look really good. So if you're looking for a theme that looks like this, check this out. Keep in mind that if you haven't used Muze 3 before, if you haven't pre-purchased it from a previous jailbreak, then you're going to have a hard time getting it legitimately off of Cydia because Cydia does not accept Cydia purchases right now. So hopefully that will update very soon, and then we can start purchasing Cydia tweaks through Cydia. But for right now, it's kind of hard to get that done. Another thing I'll mention is if you want this wallpaper, I'll be sure to link it on Twitter. So I'll put a link in the description. You guys can just click on that. It'll take you right to the page, and you can get this wallpaper because I know everybody's going to ask me for the wallpaper. But nevertheless, let's get into the tweaks. So the first tweak we're going to talk about is no more small apps. So this is something that you'll notice immediately once you jailbreak your device is when you open up Cydia, it's not going to be full screen if you're using the iPhone X. So what you want to do is download no more small apps, and that's going to expand all the applications to take advantage of the entire screen size of the iPhone X. Now this just doesn't fix Cydia, it fixes any app that doesn't have compatibility with the iPhone X, so if it hasn't been resized. So definitely check that out. It's a must-have tweak if you have an iPhone X. The next tweak I want to talk about here is Notchless. This is a tweak that is going to get rid of that notch right up there at the top on the iPhone X, and this is something that I actually tweeted out a while back before the iPhone X actually came out. I just wish they would have hid the notch with a black status bar. I think it looks so much better. Now, I don't know if I'm the only one that thinks that, but in my opinion, it looks just a whole lot more sleek, a whole lot more minimalistic, and you don't have the ears up here like you normally do with that notch. So if you want to get rid of that notch altogether on the iPhone X, download Notchless. Again, the repo is going to be in the description. All right, so staying up here in the status bar area, you can see right here I have the time in the top left corner. And there's a tweak called TapTime that if you tap on that, it's actually going to show you the date. So this is something that I think is actually really helpful, especially when you're inside an application and for some reason you just need to know the date. Rather than going back to your home screen, just tap the time and it's going to show you that date. Next is EasySwitcherX. This is something that I think should have been default in iOS 11, but for some reason it's not. So normally, when you swipe up to bring up your app switcher, you have to tap and hold in order to get the little minus sign right up here on the app card, and then you can swipe up and then you can tap on the little minus sign to close out of the application. Well, you don't have to do that if you download and install EasySwitcherX. So you pull up the app switcher and then you can close out of the application just by swiping up. There's no more holding to get into that edit mode. This tweak completely bypasses that. Now here's one of my favorite tweaks in this entire video, and it's called MusicDockX. Now I really like this tweak, it's really cool. So basically what it does is it docks this music widget down below underneath your dock. So if we go ahead and swipe up on the dock, you'll see it has the album artwork, it has the artist, it has the name of the song, and then it has your music controls right over here. And you can still use, your springboard right up here if you want to open up applications or anything like that, then you can do so. But you can see it just switched songs, and if you wanted to stop it, you can pause it right there. You can go to the next song, and then once you're done, you can swipe it down just like that. So it's really easily accessible, and there is some settings that you can tweak with in the settings. But by default, I think it looks really good and it works really smoothly. Next, let's talk about Bye Bye HUD. This is a really nice tweak because, of course, iOS 11 and Apple still did not get rid of that annoying, ridiculous, obtrusive, completely out of control volume HUD that always blocks and obstructs anything that you're ever doing on your phone. So if you install Bye Bye HUD, then you can get this functionality. So if I go ahead and hit the volume down button, you can see the percentage of that volume right there in the top left-hand corner. And it is cut off just because this is the iPhone 10 and this is the only one that you're gonna have this type of issue where it's cutting off on the edge right there. But I don't even care because I'm so sick of having that volume HUD right there. So even though that it is a little off center right up here in the top left-hand corner, this is something that hopefully is going to be updated and they can just move that over a little bit, the developer. But nevertheless, it's still much better than having, that volume HUD right there in the middle of the screen. Next up, we have TapFlip. So what this does is bring that Snapchat camera functionality to your stock camera app. And what it does is allow you to double tap on the screen right here in order to switch to the front-facing camera, which you can see right here. And you can do it from the front-facing camera too. You can double tap and it's gonna flip right back. So it's a really nice tweak to have because it probably is second nature or just muscle memory to you when you're using Snapchat to flip that camera. So now you can do it in your camera app. Next up is DoubleTapLock. So I really like this tweak just because I don't have to hit the side button anymore to lock my device. All I have to do is double tap on the home screen right there, just on the wallpaper, and it's going to lock the device. So I really like having that. You should definitely check this one out if it's something you're interested in. Now, since I just put my device to sleep, I want to show you this other tweak, and it's called AutoUnlockX. So what this does is if you don't have any notifications on your home screen, then when it scans your face, it's going to automatically unlock. So you'll see right here, if I tap on it, it's gonna unlock automatically. So normally it would just unlock the little lock that's on the screen and then you have to swipe up in order to get into your device. But with this tweak, it automatically unlocks if you don't have any notifications on your home screen. Because of course that would be really annoying if you had notifications and it automatically unlocked right when you woke up your device. So definitely a really cool tweak. I do like this a lot. Also up here in the status bar, right in the top right-hand corner, we do not have a battery indicator anymore. We have just the percentage, and this is due to a tweak called BatteryPercentX. And that's really all that it does. You can see when you start charging it that it actually turns to green, and other than that, that's all that it does. So if you don't want just a battery indicator, then check this out and you can get that exact percentage right there in the top right-hand corner. Something else you probably already noticed on my phone is that I don't have any icon labels. And this is due to a tweak called HideLabels 10. So the icon labels are just the names of the icons right under the icons on your screen. You can see that they're all gone, and this just completely cleans up your device. So as long as you're downloading in a theme that you know what the icons look like, or you know where your icons are, I highly recommend doing this if you think you don't need the icon labels, just because I just think it looks 1,000 times better. It looks so good. Next, let's talk about BioProtect. Now, for you old school jailbreakers, you know what BioProtect is. If you haven't used BioProtect ever before, you've never heard of it, what it does is lock down applications and other important system features with Face ID. So it's gonna do Face ID on the iPhone 10, otherwise it's just gonna use Touch ID on older devices. So if you go into our settings here, let's go ahead and take a look at BioProtect, which is right there. And you can see that it scans in order to get into the settings of BioProtect. From here, there is a ton of options. I'm not gonna go through all of them just because I've covered this tweak so many times. If you're looking for a BioProtect review, just look for BioProtect on YouTube. I know I have some and I walk through pretty much every single feature here. But the way that this works is you're basically just going to go into your applications and then you're going to protect them. And then once you toggle these on, then it's going to have to scan your face in order to gain access into those applications. So for instance, let's lock down the clock for whatever reason. I don't know why, but we're gonna tap on that. You can see BioProtect lets us right in. Now, if I'm not looking at it, you can see that it's not gonna work. But if I take a look, it's gonna scan and get me right in. So this is gonna be really helpful for any application that you don't want anybody else in. So your photos, your banking, your financial information, anything like that, anything that has personal content, this is a way to lock down your device even further. Now, if you're somebody that likes to use your device in landscape mode, then you're gonna wanna download this tweak called Auto Rotate, because what this does is give the capability of going into landscape mode on your home screen right there. So it lines up all your dock, it lines up the applications, you can swipe across. It does, however, if you have Notchless installed, which I talked about getting rid of the notch, then you're gonna have some issues right here. But otherwise, if you don't have Notchless installed, then you can use this and it's gonna get your device into landscape mode. So definitely cool if you use your device in landscape mode. Not something I use hardly ever. The only time I'm ever in landscape mode with my device is if I'm playing a game that kind of forces it, of course for videos. But other than that, I use it in portrait mode for the most part. Definitely a tweak you're going to want to install is Preference Loader. So what Preference Loader is going to do, this is something you'll want to download immediately once you jailbreak your device. It's going to give you all of these preferences for your tweaks in your settings app. So if you're looking for your tweaks after you install them and you're not showing up in settings, you want to make sure you have Preference Loader downloaded, and that's going to give you the access right here to customize how your tweaks work. Now, something else you probably noticed is the dark mode that I have going on my iPhone, and that's due to Eclipse 10. So you can see right here that the entire settings app is completely dark. It looks so much better than it does when it's white like stock, and it works in pretty much every single application. So you have it in messaging as well, and it just looks really good. Now this is still in beta, and a lot of tweaks are still in beta right now just because the jailbreak is so new. So if you run into little bugs or anything like that, just kind of keep in mind that these things are still being worked on. But for the most part, all the tweaks that I have tested here are in working order. Next thing I want to talk about is FiveIconDockXI. So you know what this is going to do, right? We're basically just going to get into wiggle mode. We can drag down a fifth icon into the dock. That's FiveIconDockXI. Now, I do like 5 icons in the dock. I think it just looks really good, especially when there's only 4 on the rest of the device, or even 3, because I do a lot of 3x3 setups when I'm doing a perfect jailbroken setup. But right now, the dock is just a little bit too short to fit in 5 icons. It just doesn't look like it fits quite right just because it's so close to the edge. So right now I'm keeping it at 4, but once they can expand that dock a little bit, I'll be more happy to throw an icon down in there. Now another really small tweak is Flat Safari URL. So if we open up Safari, you can see we get a little bit of a different look right here. So rather than having a kind of 3D or anamorphic look in Safari, it's very flat, it's very clean. I think it looks really good. Now this is a tweak if you guys have been following me for any time whatsoever and you've seen some of my jailbreak videos, you know for a fact that nude keys is one of my favorite tweaks. And it's a really simple tweak, but I just think it looks so good. And what it does is it takes away all the keys that you would have on each of these letters and numbers. And it just makes for a much more smoother and minimalistic look that I just think looks really good. Now the next tweak here is in your control center, and it's called CCMusicArtwork. So what this does is put the artwork of whatever you're playing, like on Spotify or whatever, music player that you're using, and it's going to use that artwork for the background of your control center. And I think it looks really good. I can't wait to actually change completely what my control center looks like, just because it doesn't look good. I just do not like the iOS 11 control center, but at least the little music widget that this looks really good. Next up, we have a tweak called InteliX, and this is a really cool tweak and one that I wish was also default in iOS 11. And what it does is it groups notifications by applications, and it's really, really helpful. Now with this phone, this is a brand new phone, so there's not much on it, but you can see I did get a text message, and it is grouped all of those message notifications right there in a message category. So if I had some PayPal notifications, they would show up right here. If I had other notifications from different applications, then they're gonna be sectioned off and be in categories, which is exactly what every iOS user has been asking for from Apple for I don't even know how long. I have no idea why they're not changing how these are managed. But with a jailbroken phone, you can get it right now, and you can do it with InteliX. Now another tweak we have here is called Togglesafe. And what this does is basically throw your device into safe mode if for whatever reason you need to, remove Cydia tweaks, or you need to troubleshoot your device for any reason, then you can use Togglesafe. And the way to do this is just hit the mute switch back and forward 3 times. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it just to show you that it does work. You can see how it fades out right there, and then it's going to jump straight into safe mode. So everything should be running as usual. So if you go ahead and swipe up right here, it's going to go right to your home screen. Otherwise, you can just tap on restart springboard, and this is going to put your device back into, jailbreak mode. So you can see everything's back and working just fine. So it's just a nice little tweak to have just in case you do actually need to troubleshoot. Now let's talk about a couple Cydia tweaks for Cydia. So this is going to make navigating and using Cydia so much more enjoyable experience. And what these options do is, one of them, you can see right here that there's a new close button. So this is going to populate every time that you install a tweak. So normally when you install a tweak, it's going to tell you to restart your springboard. Well, with this tweak called Dismiss Progress, it's going to add the option to close out of this screen without having to restart your springboard. Now keep in mind, of course, there's a reason that it tells you to restart your springboard, and that's usually to activate the complete functionality of the tweak. But if you install a tweak and you're like, oh hey, I want to install another tweak before I restart my springboard, well, you can just tap the little close button right here, install that tweak, and then you can restart your springboard. So just to show you real quick, I am going to install a tweak called Circlelcons. So we'll go ahead and install this, tap confirm, and then you're going to see it's going to tell me to restart the springboard. Or actually with Circlelcons, I'm not sure if it will or not. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, okay, so restart springboard, I can just tap close, and then I can install another tweak if I want to. Now the next tweak I want to talk about for Cydia is called Flame, and it can do a ton of different things. So some other options here, you can share tweaks just by hitting this little share button with Flame. And if we go ahead and just hop over into the settings here and go to the Flame settings, you can tap on options and then see exactly everything that it does. So it gives you the ability to pull to refresh right there inside Cydia rather than having to hit a refresh button. So it's a little bit more intuitive. You also can toggle on a timeout and then add how many seconds. Right down here at the bottom, for your source settings, you can hold to share. You can do batch adding, which allows you to add multiple sources at the exact same time rather than having to add one source at a time. So that's really helpful as well. You can go down here and you can customize the UI if you want to. Right now I have Eclipse 10 kind of taking over the UI perspective of everything, so I don't have this enabled just so I don't run into any compatibility issues or anything like that. You also have more options down here where you can have a cancel button on the search tab. You can have swipe to dismiss. So it just adds a ton of functionality that you would normally see in a lot of other apps that Cydia just doesn't have. So if you want those features inside Cydia, definitely check out Flame. Now the next tweak I want to talk to you guys about in Cydia is called Swipe for More. So if I go ahead and open up Cydia here, you can swipe on tweak names now, or tweak packages, and you get these four options. So you have uninstall, you have install, you have add to queue, install, or add to queue and uninstall. So if you wanted to uninstall the tweak, you would tap that X button and it's going to automatically uninstall with a swipe and a tap. That's all it takes. If we wanted to reinstall it and add it to the queue, it takes one button press just like that, and you can see that it's in the queue now. So if I go to my queue, you'll see it right there. So we're gonna go ahead and cancel that because I don't want to reinstall it. But this is a really helpful tweak just because it eliminates a ton of button presses right there inside Cydia with just a swipe and a tap. All right, so the next tweak I want to talk about here is called DoubleCut. Now this is a really simple tweak, but I think it's pretty helpful. And what it does is allow you to tap on a key 2 times. So you just double tap on a key and then it pastes whatever custom text string that you tell it to paste. So for instance, something that I have to type a lot on the internet on my phone is my email address. So you can see right here that I've already done this once, but you can see that my email is right there. And the way that I did that is I just double tapped right there on the @ symbol. So again, double tap, and then it completely pastes my entire email address so I don't have to type it out all the time. And of course you can add whatever custom text string that you want to in order to use this. So I also have another one where I double tap on Z and it types out ugh. So again, it's really simple to add these and customize these to, however you want to. All you have to do is add a snippet, add a letter right there, a Q, and then we'll just say LOL, and you have it as a double tap. So we're going to save that. And now if I go back here, and if I could actually double tap on the Q, it's going to type LOL. So really simple to set up, no respring required for any reason. So a cool, simple, and free tweak. Now just a second ago, I installed Circlelcons on Cydia, and of course I did that for a reason. I wanted to show you Circlelcons. So you can see right here, what it does is it takes all the icons right there in your settings and it makes them all circular. So it's a really simple tweak and it doesn't do much, but I just think it looks just a little bit better in the settings app with those circular icons. TapticKeys is another really good one, and basically what it does is it takes advantage of that Taptic engine inside your device, and every time you tap on the phone, it will, well, I actually just turned it off due to that tweak that I mentioned earlier, but you can just tap on things, even keys, or if you tap on an application, it's going to vibrate just a little bit to give you just a little bit of feedback. And I just like the feel of it. So if you're into TapticKeys, you should definitely check it out. Next is also a nice tweak that I will probably use at the gym just because I see people doing the most ridiculous stuff at the gym and I want to take a picture of them. And this is going to come in very handy when those situations arise. And that is a tweak called SneakyCam. So what this does is allow you to take pictures and take video without actually using the screen of your device. So all you have to do in order to start a recording is double press on the volume up button, and then you'll get a nice little red dot notification saying, hey, you're recording. And then you can see, if I put my hand back here, you're gonna see that when I show you the video. So to stop it, you just double press on the volume up button, and then we can go into our photos here. A nice little red dot notification saying, hey, you're recording. And then you can see, if I put my hand back here, and that's the video. But if you want to take a picture, then you can double press on the volume down button and it's going to take a picture. So if I go ahead and do that, you can see you get a little notification there. And then if we go into my photos, you can see that that's the picture that I just took. Let's jump back into the Notes app, and I want to show you SmoothCursor. So normally when you backspace or you start to type, the cursor actually jumps every single character. Now with SmoothCursor, it doesn't do that anymore. And again, this is a really small tweak, but it's just one that I like to have just because it's a little bit more visually appealing. But you can see right here how smooth that cursor is. And that's all due to SmoothCursor. So if that's something you're looking for, you can check that out as well. Now the next tweak I want to talk about here is message typing indicators. Now what this does is hide that typing indicator when you're talking to somebody. So normally when you're texting with somebody in messages, you'll see that typing indicator, the little 3 dots, while someone is typing to you. Well, this actually hides it from that person. So you can see right here, I'm actually typing to myself, and normally you'd get a little, indicator right here, but of course that's not happening due to this tweak, message typing indicators. And the next tweak we have here is called Barmoji, and this is another one that I think should be default on iOS 11. These are probably all features we'll see in iOS 12 just because they're such good ideas. And what this tweak does is take advantage of that blank space at the bottom of the keyboard on the iPhone X. So normally this is all blank space. But with Barmoji, what it does is put those frequently used emojis right down there at the bottom. You can scroll through these and then you can just tap on them in order to use them. So really self-explanatory, a really simple tweak, but it makes things that much easier. All right, guys, that's all I got for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm really excited about all these tweaks and all the new stuff that's gonna be coming out for the new jailbreak. Just getting in here and being able to customize my device makes me so happy. You guys don't even know. You guys do know because you're doing the same thing, right? But I'm glad we're both excited about it. And if you guys want to see a perfect jailbroken setup video, make sure you let me know by hitting the like button on this video and put something in the comments down below. Also, let me know what your favorite tweak that you're using right now is on the iOS 11 jailbreak. I'd be anxious to see what you guys are downloading and installing. All right, guys, if you want to stay up to date with everything Apple and everything tech that I want to cover, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.